Yellow Loong is one of the hardest bosses in the game. He's a secret boss in Chapter 4 and does a lot of very quick attacks that can do quite a bit of damage if you're not prepared for them. Luckily, his attack pattern is pretty consistent throughout the fight, but he adds attacks into the combos as the fight plays out. I'll show you how to understand his attacks so you don't end up like I did. His attacks inflict Shock Bane on you, so it helps to use skills and curios to mitigate that. Shock Bane will increase the amount of damage that you take with each hit. His charged attacks can place shock almost immediately, and you will take massive damage. First, I'll show you the skills that I used, and then some items that will help you out. Immobilize is incredibly useful. It will give you a little breathing room, or allow you to get a few extra hits in and build focus. Rock Solid is good because it can interrupt his combos, or stop them before they even start. You can also use Wind Step to avoid them and get away. For transformations, I use Red Tides, but really any transformation can be helpful here. Especially later in the fight, when his combos are longer, you won't take any real damage. Pluck of Many is extremely useful in this fight. You can keep him stuck in a corner while you wail on him, building focus. If you have it maxed out, your copies will also immobilize him and distract him from attacking you. For curios, I use Gold Spike Plate. It increases my defense to offset the shock damage that you take a little bit. I also use Maitreya's Orb to possibly avoid a fatal blow after multiple hits on the boss. You can also use Thunderstone to increase your shock resistance so it won't be applied on you as fast. Shock Quelling Powder is very useful. Not only does it remove your shock state, it'll also greatly increase your shock resistance for a short time afterwards. In survival skills, you can use Bane Mitigation. Each level will reduce how long you are in the shock state. There's also 4 Bane's Endurance. This will increase your resistance, making it even harder for him to apply shock to you. Now for the fight itself. He will always use the same opener. It's a lunging thrust, followed by a big circular sweep. His first combo is 3 vertical attacks. You can just dodge to the side. He brings his weapon and foot up just before the attack. His second combo is 2 quick swings, followed by a large circular sweep. The third combo is 2 fast swings, followed by a delayed vertical hit. The first hit will stun you, but after the third, he's open for a big hit. The fourth combo is a thrust, followed by 2 quick swings, and then a big sweep. As you'll see, the first part of the fight will always be the same. Those same combos in that order. So if you can get the dodging down, then you're golden. There is enough time in between each combo to get 2 light attacks in, so you can start to whittle his health down. Keep going, keep dodging, get your attacks in when you can to build focus, and then hit him with a heavy attack. After a bit of time, he will buff himself with even more lightning, and he'll start flying around the arena at you. These attacks can easily apply shock state on you in one hit, so be ready to dodge or use the shock quelling powder. When he powers himself up, there will be an explosion to avoid, and he'll fly at you pretty quickly, so dodge to the side of his attack. He will then bring his weapon over his left shoulder and fly at you again. Again, just be ready to dodge to the side of his attack. Then he brings his weapon out to his right, and he'll fly at you again. You guessed it, dodge to the side. The next attack, he spins around and flies at you, but this attack is a bit more delayed than the rest, so be careful of dodging too early. The window is still pretty big though. Finally, he raises his weapon above his head and slams down on you. Make sure to dodge just before he begins his descent, and the slam will miss. It has a smaller range than you think. After this, it's back to the fight as usual. As his health gets lower, he will add another combo that you'll have to learn. It's a quick elbow, a slam, and 2 sweeps. The last one will glow and explode after a short delay. On top of that, he will also add extra flips and slams onto the end of his regular combos. They are telegraphed pretty well, but it takes practice to get used to the additional attacks in the combo. It seems like the combos go on forever, and it's a good time to use Rock Solid or Wind Step to get a little space. His buff state will also gain an extra couple of attacks. It starts out the same, but will end with a couple of extra slams. Dodge to the side as he flies down as normal, but after the slam, he will fly up and slam a couple of more times. Remember this is going to happen and try not to get overwhelmed. He will also add a short invincibility once in a while when you attack him. As soon as he does that, he will immediately attack, so dodge when you see him turn clear. He can't do it again right away, so make sure to give him a big hit. A well-timed heavy attack can actually knock him out of his buff state if you have full focus. He also sometimes walks slowly around, and you can take all the time you need to charge up a big heavy attack. So those are some tips for the Yellow Loong fight. Keep at it and you too will see him defeated.